The laywoman was enlightened. In India there is a pagoda, next to the pagoda there is a pine tree of the Onyat Ba Sa pine variety, so people named the pagoda after the tree, called Pine Tree Pagoda. There are more than 100 monks residing in the temple, practicing meditation every day. They practice very diligently and courageously, so there are not a few saints who have attained enlightenment in the temple. About 2 or 3 miles away from the Pine Tree Pagoda, there was a lay woman practicing at home. She sincerely and respectfully made offerings to the monks to the extreme. She made a vow to invite a monk to her house every day so she could receive offerings, so the monks in the Pine Tree Temple took turns coming to her home to receive offerings. After making offerings, she still wanted to listen to the monks preach the Dharma and enlighten her, so the monk, who was of great age and eminently knowledgeable in explaining the Dharma, happily accepted, but because this lay woman also understood Buddhism. The Dharma was little, so the bhikkhus, who had little ability to study and practice, did not want to come to her house. In the Pine Tree Pagoda there was a monk named Mahalo, who had just become a monk at the end of his life. Although he was very old, his understanding of Buddhism was very little. The profoundness of the Dharma was of course obscure, but he didn't even know the bare basics. One day, when it was his turn to receive offerings, he of course did not want to go at all because he knew he did not know who to preach the Dharma to. He refused, pushing others away, but pushing back and forth, but no one agreed to go instead of him. Everyone said, "It's your turn to go, what does it mean to push others away?" Finally, he thought to himself, "I am a monk, a field of blessings, I should receive offerings from people, giving people the opportunity to cultivate fields of blessings and nurture good roots. Even though I don't know how to preach the Dharma, if no one is willing to go, it's best if I go myself." The old monk then used his cane to slowly grope his way up the road. The lay woman waited at home for a long time, her heart burning like fire because it was already noon and still no one had come. It was very difficult for the old monk to come again. The lay woman looked at the old man from afar with his solemn and dignified appearance, rosy skin, and white hair. Feeling extremely respectful in her heart, she quickly prostrated herself and asked, "You are an elderly and virtuous elder. To have you come to my home, I feel extremely honored." She wholeheartedly thought that this old monk must have a profound position of wisdom and would be able to give her the most sublime Dharma teachings. So she was overjoyed and hastily presented the gifts. The most beautiful food was offered to the old monk. After making offerings, she invited the old monk to sit on the throne so she could pay respects, and kneeling on the ground, she invited him to preach the Dharma. After the bhikkhu was appointed to the throne, he was deeply ashamed and felt that he was pitifully stupid because he did not know anything about Buddhism. There was no other way, he sighed and said softly, "Human stupidity is truly the root of all troubles." Having finished speaking, he walked down and told the court to leave. The lay woman was kneeling on the ground, feeling that this was the most sublime Dharma teaching she had ever heard. She thought carefully as follows: stupidity means ignorance, and ignorance is the root of the 12 causes and conditions. Because of this fundamental ignorance, people are forever in the ocean of suffering, endlessly rebirth and death in samsara. All suffering arises from this. She continued to improve her thinking continuously, so at that time she attained arhatship. Having attained the fruition, the lay woman was extremely happy. She went into the storeroom and took out a large white felt rug to offer to the old monk, but she looked everywhere and could not find him. The truth is that after he got down from court, he immediately left for the Pine Tree Pagoda, but the lay woman couldn't find him, so she assumed he had supernatural powers and quickly brought offerings to the pagoda. After the old monk returned to the temple, someone came in and reported that a lay woman had come to look for her. He thought this woman wanted to listen to the Dharma again, so he refused to come out again. The lay woman kept insisting on meeting him, so the person who came in to make the announcement just now felt very awkward and asked her, "I wonder why you insist on meeting him. He has helped me liberate the root of suffering. So I want to make offerings and give thanks." When the old bhikkhu knew that she did not come to listen to the Dharma, he agreed to accept the offering. Hearing that, one can understand that one Dharma or all dharmas, when the causes and conditions are fully gathered, only 1 or 2 sentences are needed for the listener to receive great benefits, and they will not end in a lifetime of use. If karma is not complete, even if words flow like lotus flowers from the mouth, it will only be a waste of effort.
Thank you for spending your valuable time on my channel journey to enlightenment. Wishing you a very peaceful and happy day. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my support channel. See you in the next video.